Welcome to my leveling build. I'm going through this the day before we launch, tomorrow. By the time that this reaches you, it'll probably just be a few hours. So perfect timing. I'm going to go through what I think will be one of the best leveling builds in the game for the Druid. It's going to be my Druid Storm leveling. It's one of the easiest builds in the game, simple to operate, smooth transition into mid-game with really good AoE. If we look at the skill tree, you're going to start with 1 point. That's it. You're not going to have the 12 points that we did in all the previous seasons. We're going to have one. I have a leveling path that if you just click here, it'll give you the leveling path already done. So to look at the build itself, we're going Maul into Enhanced Maul to open up the core skills. Lightning Storm, Enhanced Raging. We eventually max out the Lightning Storm. 1 into Heart of the Wild, into 3 for Impulses, which core skills give you more spirit, but cost more spirit, but deal more damage. Then for the defensives, we are going to use Cyclone Armor into Enhanced with Innate. Enemies who are hit by the Cyclone Armor are slowed and take increased damage. We have 3 points into Ancestral Fortitude for non-physical resistances. Vigilance for damage reduction after using defensive, which is going to be the Cyclone Armor. And Backlash, which gives us increased damage after casting Cyclone Armor. Then we're going to be coming into our companions. We're going to take Wolves. Wolf companions, the passive is 2 wolf companions that bite enemies. Yum, yum, yum. And you're focused on an enemy, become unstoppable, leaping them and striking for 200 damage. And then they deal increased damage to immobilized, stunned, or slowed, or poisoned. And we're going to take it into Ferocious, because that gives us Fortify. We're going to take 3 into Nature's Reach, increased damage to Distant, 3 points into Humanity, because we'll be running in human form for quite some time. So this deals increased damage and takes 6% less in human. And we'll take Feral Aptitude. You deal 9% increased damage while healthy, and 9% increased damage while above 100% movement speed. Movement speed might be a problem to begin with. Then down into next, we're going to take Hurricane into Enhanced, and in the Savage Hurricane, enemies affected by Hurricane deals 20% less damage. Then we're going to take 3 into Endless Tempest, 2 into Bad Omen, 1 into Electric Shock, and 1 into Charged Atmosphere. This is all really revolving around the Cataclysm to give us more damage from Cataclysm. And the Endless Tempest increases the duration of Cataclysm. Bad Omen gives you more damage to vulnerable, immobilized, or stunned. Electric Shock giving immobilized lightning damage, and Charged Atmosphere. Then coming down 1 point into Neurotoxin and 3 points into Envenom. This is just like a must. You and your companions gain 30% bonus crit strike damage against poisoned enemies, and we will be poisoning them all of the time, so this is like a necessity. Then coming down into the ultimate, we'll take Cataclysm into Prime, and we will take Supreme, making the enemies vulnerable. So Natural Disaster, your Earth skills, which we're not really interested in, but your Storm skills deal 12% increased damage stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. Circle of Life, nature magic skills that consume spirit, heals you for 3% of your max life. And Cataclysm is a nature magic. We'll have 1 into Catastrophe for that little bit of increased damage. 1 into Defensive Posture, increase the amount of Fortify. And 3 into Nature's Resolve, chance to fortify when struck. Fortify is another form of, essentially it's health. So you're getting double health. You're getting all your health, and then you get the fortify. So when you get damaged, the fortify goes down before your health. So it's like a reservoir of health. And then we're going to take Perfect Storm. Storm skills deal an 80% increased damage, and damage of vulnerable, immobilized, or slowed. Grants you 2 spirits. So that's the skill tree. So from the skill tree, then we'll go up into the skills that we're actually going to use. We're going to use Maul, Lightning Storm, Wolves, Cyclone Armor, Hurricane, and Cataclysm. Now, obviously, they won't be all available right at the start, but that's as you go through the skill tree, these will become available. Now, at level 15, you're going to get your Spirit Boons. The Spirit Boons that I would suggest that we want is Gift of the Stag, Advantageous Beast, Iron Feather, Energize, and Overload. Now, for equipment, these are just things that I would suggest that if you can get, but you're not going to get these all at the beginning. They're maybe not going to be available for you to come through until you start to get your ancestral gear. But as you come through, what I would strongly suggest is that the first thing you do is anytime you see a green one, equip it, because that generally means it's more stronger. You have to use your nonce a little bit, but generally green is good. Now, Paragon points, nada, nothing, 0 zip zilch. They don't start until 60. So this won't become available, so don't even worry about it. When we talk about the divine gifts, there is one that for a leveling that is quite important. That's the Essence of Squalor. Anytime you're in the Hell Tides and that you kill a maggot, you get an XP globe. So this is pretty damn good for leveling. Now for Mercenaries, I would suggest you go with Rahir into Rahir's Aegis, which gives you resist to all, down into Bastion, and the other one that's good is Inspiration, which gives you increased damage. So you get increased resistance and increased damage. However, like me, I actually quite like to run Subo, because Subo gives you a map hack that you can see where all the monsters are, where all the herbs are, and so on. But as a reinforcement, I do like to run Variana with the skill of Bloodthirst whenever a skill is cast in combat. So you start with a seasonal quest. This will introduce you to the season powers. Don't forget to equip a pet. Go to the Mercenaries Den, choose your mercenary that you need. At level 15, you'll need to go do your Spirit Boons, and then at level 30, you can go do the first capstone. Now, I would suggest that you probably want to wait until about 35-ish to make sure A, you get it done, and B, you get it done relatively quickly. If you go in there below, you can go in there below. You could go in there at 25 if you feel powerful enough. But I would suggest that you actually wait that little bit longer to get it done quicker. And I would say the same for the capstone at 50. You can obviously go in there at 45, but you're maybe better going in there at 55 because you'll go through them quicker. You don't have as many possibilities of dying. A couple other things. Um, they did say running tributes was going to be super powerful this season. Lots and lots of rewards. And world bosses, if they're up and when you're up, go do them. Make sure you do them in a group though. Don't try it solo. It would take forever. B, you probably die too many times. And so I would also suggest that the one of the best ways of doing it is probably in the Hell Tides. Do the seasonal quests, do the Hell Tides, and you'll get yourself to 50 relatively quickly. At 50, I would suggest that you start to do the strongholds because then that'll open up more waypoints. And between that'll take you from 50 to 60. So that would be my suggestions on leveling. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye now.